Today, we're going to dive into what I like to call the boring truth behind $10,809 a month. You might be wondering, what's so boring about making over $10,000 a month? Well, it's boring because it's consistent, predictable, and doesn't rely on risky gambles. I achieved this through a crash proof options framework designed to protect my investments even in volatile markets. The best part is, this framework isn't limited to specific market conditions. It truly works in all market environments. Let's explore how I make this happen. So let's talk about the reality of options trading. As you can see, the unfortunate truth is that most options traders are exactly one market tantrum away from a total account blowup. They're consistently on edge, glued to their screens. Think about the traditional traders. They spend hours every single day predicting market moves, agonizing over news feeds and charts. But my approach is completely different. I spend about 15 minutes a week focused on three specific metrics. While they're panicking during the sudden market downturn, my P&L shows remarkable market stability, barely moving. And this is because I use a framework that provides stable profits, even in downturns. And this isn't about chasing the hot stock or reacting to every headline. This is the exact boring routine I use consistently to generate over $10,000 per month. And it's all thanks to what I call the AMP framework, the All Market Profits framework, designed for consistent, reliable income. All right, let's dive into something crucial. In this discussion, I'm going to show you why the underlying price is, surprisingly, the least important thing I look at when trading options. It might sound counterintuitive, but trust me, it's a game changer. Instead of fixating on price, I focus on two things: structure and exposure. And these are everything. We're going to explore a three-step checklist that I use to ensure all my trades are structurally sound. You see, most traditional premium selling strategies out there are fundamentally flawed. They often rely heavily on achieving high win rates, which sounds great on paper, but the truth is they tend to collapse precisely when volatility spikes, which is exactly when you need your strategy to perform the best. It's like trying to survive a hurricane in a flimsy beach tent. What you really need is a fortress, as you can see illustrated here, standing strong against any storm. To prove this isn't just theory, I'm going to display my actual equity curve right here, covering this period from June of 2025 to December of 2025. And this isn't theoretical backtesting. This is what a cash-proof system looks like operating successfully in a live market environment. It also shows consistent performance even through turbulent times. So here's my live equity curves when I started trading this particular system, which was on June 1st of 2025, and it goes through 12/31/2025. This is my live equity curve. You can see this is a live sheet. You can see that one of the keys here is I did not add money to the account. Sometimes you'll see these curves right here and it'll show all these percentage increases, but they added money to the account. So you need to see this particular way of looking at the equity curve. You can see that I made $64,854 over this time frame. So let me do a little bit of math here. This is a 6-month time frame. 64,854 divided by 6 is $10,809 per month. I do want to mention here, for a limited time, you can get what I call the safe wheel, and you can get the whole course for free. If you want to see how this framework is applied in real time, for a limited time, I have a free masterclass which is designed to teach you a system incorporating the AMP framework to keep your drawdowns low. As you can see by the screenshot of the course content, it's packed with valuable information. The link to access the free course is in the description below. All right, before we dive into the practical checklist, there's a fundamental truth we need to address. This is the hidden truth that often goes unsaid in the trading world. The reality is, most traders are directional gamblers masquerading as income investors. Think about that for a moment. And when you boil it down, many of these traders are simply gambling on market direction rather than making true investments. They're chasing quick wins, not building sustainable wealth. And here's the kicker. There's one specific Greek, an options trading term, that completely exposes this deception. It's the key to understanding who's really building income and who's just hoping for a lucky break. And we'll uncover that in just a second. Before we dive into our first key checklist item, let's quickly recap the hidden truth we discussed earlier. Remember how we talked about most traders acting as directional gamblers rather than true income investors, and how one specific Greek exposes this deception? Well, our first critical Greek today directly addresses this, and it's about the profit trap and the 20,000 test rule. The biggest mistake I consistently see is what I call the Greek flaw. Traders turn a winning position into a losing one simply because they allow their emotions, specifically greed, to dictate their profit targets. And when you get a win, instead of securing that profit, the temptation is to push for more. You start bargaining with the market, believing it owes you those extra dollars. But this isn't investing, it's gambling, and it's a dangerous trap. And this leads to the danger: emotions setting profit targets. You might be in a winning trade, but when you get greedy, hoping for an even bigger payout, this leads to winning trades turning into losers. And this is a critical mistake that undermines consistent profitability. And traders chase more profit, often turning a sure win into a devastating loss. And now let's talk about the 20,000 test rule to avoid this pitfall. Imagine you're picking fruit at an orchard. The amateur, as you can see on the left, waits for the fruit to get heavy and it falls and rots on the ground. They're hoping for larger fruit, trying to squeeze every last bit of growth. But in doing so, they risk the fruit falling and being completely wasted because it becomes overripe. In stark contrast, the professional knows exactly when the fruit is ripe. They pick it at its peak, considering the season and the tree's health. And then they move on efficiently to the next one. They understand that there's an optimal moment to harvest. Now, let's translate this metaphor into trading. That rot that we discussed. In trading, it equals variance. And the longer you wait for a profit target, pushing for more, the higher the risk you incur. Delaying your decision risks losing those profits you've already accumulated. The market doesn't wait. The longer you hold on, the more money the market is going to take back from that profit. It's about knowing when to pick your profits and move on. The first thing I check isn't just my P&L and my position to see how much I made. It's to confirm that I've hit my specific exit rules. And this isn't about celebrating monetary gains. It's about strict adherence to a predefined system. The profit targets are entirely rules-based, not based on intuition or feelings. And these rules are backed by an incredible amount of research, over 20,000 backtests and years of forward tests with real money. I've analyzed 2 decades of market data, including every major market crash and rally. The math is undeniably clear. Profit targets aren't suggestions. They're crucial survival mechanisms in the market. As you can see, our strategy is built on extensive backtests and decades of data analysis, providing a robust foundation. It's vital to understand that what we call the premium seller's edge, this advantage only exists if you actually capture your profit before the market variance has a chance to take it back. And when you're selling options, you're consistently battling against time and volatility. If you've won that fight early, you don't stick around to see if the opponent can recover. You take the win, secure the profit, and reset your probability for the next trade. So here's the golden rule. When the system signals that the trade has hit its target, it is closed immediately. There's no guessing, no waiting, no one more day, and absolutely no market analysis beyond the rule itself. It doesn't matter if the charts look bullish or bearish, or if you feel like the market will continue in your favor. If the math says the trade is over, the trade is over. And by closing the trade, you're not just taking profits, you're freeing up capital to deploy into a new structurally sound position. And this prevents holding on to old positions that offer diminishing returns and increased risks. Ultimately, this approach is how I compound capital, not risk. But profit isn't the only reason to exit a trade. Sometimes the most dangerous thing in your portfolio is a position that looks safe on the surface, but actually has lost its armor. And this brings us to the second critical check in my routine. It's trade maturity. All right, so we've talked about exiting trades based on profit targets derived from solid math. Now let's dive into something equally crucial: hedge viability and the fake safety net. As you can see from the image, sometimes a safety net isn't really safe at all if it has a giant hole in it. And this is perfectly illustrated in our first point. Profit isn't the sole reason to exit a trade. While hitting profit target is great, it's not the only factor that I consider. Often positions that are initially appear safe can quickly turn risky. Even a trade that seems well hedged can lose its protective armor over time. And what starts as a secure investment can become quite dangerous if we don't keep a close eye on it. This leads us directly to the second critical check in my routine: trade maturity. I need to assess how the trade has evolved since its inception, regardless of its current profit or loss. Let's move on to an analogy to drive this point home: the cracked helmet. The core idea here is that if you have no structural protection, then any time remaining is essentially useless. Imagine an options trade as a professional football player. These players are at peak performance at a high level, but they absolutely rely on their equipment to protect them during the game. Now, what happens if a linebacker is in the middle of a game and his helmet cracks? First, his performance becomes completely irrelevant. It doesn't matter how well he's playing. The time left on the clock also becomes irrelevant. The risk of staying in the game far outweighs any potential reward. One bad hit and the consequences could be severe, potentially career ending or worse. This is precisely how we should view an options trade, where the structural protection has vanished. The time on the clock or time remaining means nothing if your safety net, your protective equipment, has failed. And the trade is no longer worth it, no matter how much potential or upside you think that it might have. Moving on to our next key concept: the real metric. When we talk about options trading and hedging, it's really about understanding hedge viability over time. The AMP framework, when I created the rules through the extensive backtest and forward testing, I didn't prioritize the calendar or time remaining as the primary factor. Instead, I focused intently on hedge viability. And this is the real metric for assessing the health and maturity of my position specifically. And this means that I'm consistently checking the distance to the money for my options. To ensure this viability, I follow a clear step-by-step process, which you can see outlined here. First, we conduct a distance check. This involves continuously measuring how far my option is from becoming in the money, or a critical threshold. It's about understanding the current state of my position relative to the market movement. And next, I perform a protective assessment. Based on that measured distance and other market factors, I rigorously assess whether my hedge is still providing the adequate protection that I need. Is it still serving its purpose effectively, or has its protective capacity diminished? Finally, I reach an exit decision. If my assessment reveals that the protection is no longer sufficient, or if the risk of staying in the trade significantly outweighs the potential reward, much like the crack helmet scenario, then I make the crucial decision to exit the trade. This protective management is key to minimizing severe consequences and maintaining the integrity of the trading strategy. Now let's talk about a crucial aspect: neutralizing delta and the PL5 Pro structure. This is where I differentiate between strategists and mere gamblers. Understanding and implementing this structure ensures professional survival in the long run. It's the key factor that separates those who thrive for decades from amateurs who might falter after the first market correction. Think of your portfolio like driving a car on a highway. If you're aligned perfectly, you can take your hands off the wheel and the car drives straight. This is a neutral portfolio. A neutral portfolio is like having a car with perfect alignment. When the portfolio is perfectly aligned, it drives straight, meaning you don't have to consistently adjust or fight against market forces. And the goal is to achieve this state of neutrality, where your investments are balanced and performing as intended without significant directional bias. However, if the alignment's off, you have to constantly fight the steering wheel just to keep the car from veering into a ditch. This is analogous to having directional risk in your portfolio. When your alignment's off, you're consistently fighting the wheel, and your portfolio might start veering off course due to unforeseen market movements. This highlights the importance of managing directional risk to keep your investments on track and avoid unwanted deviations. In our context, that crucial trading alignment is delta. I have a structured process to manage delta and keep the portfolio stable. First, I consistently monitor delta, and this involves performing regular checks to ensure that I always know my current position and potential exposure. Number two, I identify a trigger. This means I'm actively looking for when my delta range is breached. It's a signal that corrective action is needed. Once a trigger is identified, I move quickly to neutralize the position. This calls for prompt neutralization of the delta imbalance to bring the portfolio back in line. And finally, by following these steps, my ultimate goal is to absorb shocks. And this allows me to effectively absorb market volatility and protect my portfolio from unexpected movements, much like a car's suspension system. All right, let's move into the final crucial reality check. Structure first, routine second. It's incredibly important to understand this principle in your trading journey. A routine, no matter how disciplined, simply cannot fix a broken structure. Think about it. If your trading strategy involves broken structures like naked puts or undefined risk strategies, then all the delta checks in the world won't prevent a serious P&L crash when the market eventually takes a downturn. The key is to build a trading structure that is inherently designed for survival, one that prioritizes safety first. If you're ready to move beyond gambling and trade with a real edge, click the link in the description to access the Safe Wheel course while it's still free. You'll learn how to build, manage, and apply an all market profits framework step by step, starting from scratch. Stop trading on hope. Trust the system. Click the link in the description to get started.